man. I'm just jacked out of my mind about this, and I'm not even kidding you one little bit. And for multiple reasons, which I will get into. John Barbie from Colorado, good to see you on the stream. Please do smash that like, chat it up with where you're from. Colorado, you got issues out there, but I love your state. It's beautiful. You got elk. I mean, it's a glorious state. While we're waiting for this stream to build, come on, people, get in here, smash that like. This is big news. I'm not just joking you. I'm so jacked about this. Oh my gosh. We have something big breaking out of our House of Representatives. Oh, in our new Congress, the 117th Congress of the United States of America. Oh man, this is exciting. Anyways, smash that Kraken like and chat it up with where you're from. I've only seen somebody from Colorado on this stream. There has got to be more of you out there. Hey, mypillow.com. Promo code Lumberjack for the best night's sleep ever. We've got UP Tinkering, Upper Peninsula, Michigan. Hey, that's cool, man. I love the Upper Peninsula. It's beautiful. Arizona's in the house. Hey, we just had a big stream on Arizona. Hope you caught that. But yeah, mypillow.com, promo code Lumberjack for big savings and the best night's sleep. All right. So, people, I mean, I covered this Kevin McCarthy thing ad nauseum, right? I mean, I was doing live streams. You guys joined me. We had a good time. And a lot of people were really upset, and they said, Kevin McCarthy will never honor his word. It's never going to happen, all this stuff. The House has approved the rules package. Okay? The House just approved the rules package. This has fundamentally transformed the 118th Congress, folks. I mean, this is a big win for the American people. And you're thinking, oh, come on, Neil, really, what are these rules? By the way, I've got a special video brewing. I've been collecting video clips for this, but I'm so excited about this because, again, I told you people before, but man, the speaker can change. I mean, we're going to have Democrat speakers in there and all this kind of stuff, okay? But the rules are the rules. And the motion to vacate, which was started by Thomas Jefferson, and it was a one-vote thing, got up to many more votes, and then Nancy Pelosi came in and really hijacked it, okay? But the motion to vacate is back down to one. So if Kevin McCarthy goes nuts, one person can call for a motion to vacate the speaker's chair, and they will re-vote on the Speaker of the House. Okay, do you guys understand? That's big. But I'll give you some more of it because I've got the entire PDF. I have the rules package right here in front of us. And if these 20 had not held out, and I tell you, I trusted Chip Roy through this process, and everybody's like, no, Chip gave up too early. He's negotiating with the and Chip Roy's a wimp or whatever. Chip Roy's great, man. I like the guy. I'm telling you, the thing I like about him is it's a righteous anger. It's not performance theater. I do not feel that way about him, okay? Thanks so much for smashing that like. I see that continuing to climb up. Keep chatting in with where you're from. Chat rate really helps the stream. All right, so here we go. This section provides the rules of the 117th Congress are the rules of the 118th Congress, except for the amendments contained in Section 2 of the resolution and orders contained in the resolution. So, changes to the standing rules. Initiatives to reduce spending and improve accountability. It replaces the current pay-as-you-go requirements with cut-as-you-go requirements. People... The cut as you go. Can you believe? Cut. The government cutting would be the greatest thing on the face of God's green earth. I kid you not. Other than hundreds and thousands of people getting saved in a revival, I know that would be better, but because that would really solve all this. But replace it. Pay-as-you-go requirements with cut-as-you-go. The provision prohibits consideration of a bill, joint resolution, conference report, or an amendment that has the net effect of increasing mandatory spending within a 5 or 10-year budget window. This provision continues the current practice of counting multiple measures considered pursuant to a special order of business which directs the clerk to engross the measures together after passage for purposes of compliance with the rule and provides a mechanism for addressing emergency designations. They have to cut. Okay, it restores a point of order against budget reconciliation directives that increase net direct spending. Okay, increased threshold for tax increases. It restores a requirement for 3/5 supermajority vote on tax increases. It's got to happen on the House floor. 3/5 supermajority. Man, they don't want to vote for tax increases on the House floor. It is like a killer. Okay, 2-minute votes. Subsection C provides that the Speaker can reduce vote times in the House to not less than 2 minutes on any question that follows another electronic vote. Modifications to Calendar Wednesday. Okay, I don't care about that. Committee authorization and oversight plans. It restores the requirement that each standing committee vote to adopt an authorization and oversight plan. Okay, here, cost estimates for major legislation to include macroeconomic effects. There is so much in here dealing with fiscal accountability. This is the kind of stuff Kay Goldrick, you said Green New Deal Communist Manifesto needs to be revoked. This is the kind of stuff that'll do it, because you can't do it under this structure, okay? All those deals. So cost estimates related include macroeconomic effects, so that's big. Ethics reforms, impaneling investigative subcommittee on the Committee on Ethics. Okay, treatment of evidence in committee and subcommittee investigations. It eliminates the requirement that the Committee on Ethics adopt a rule allowing the use during an ethics investigation of evidence presented in a related criminal case where the respondent was convicted, because this is already contained in the committee rules and committee of ethics. These aren't as big. I'm going to go through these. No. I'm going to get to the big ones. Record votes on measures reported by the Committee on Rules. Access to the Hall of the House. Strikes language providing governors or territories and the mayor of the District of Columbia access to the Hall of the House. So great. Resolution declaring the office of Speaker vacant. That's the one I already talked about. The Holman Rule. Here you guys go. This is good stuff. Reinstates the Holman Rule, which allows amendments to appropriations legislation that would reduce the salary of or fire specific federal employees or cut a specific program. Okay, it allows amendments to appropriations legislation that would reduce the salary or fire federal employees or cut specific programs. That's big. Restoring legislative branch accountability. It states regulations adopted pursuant to House Resolution 1096 will have no force or effect in the 118th Congress. Requirement with respect to single subject bills. This is a really big one, okay? Folks, if you are just joining the stream, the rules package in the House just passed, okay? And it's big. This is big. Requirement with respect to single subject bills. Provides that effective February 1st, 2023, a bill or joint resolution may not be introduced unless the sponsor submits a statement setting forth the single subject of the bill or joint resolution. This statement must be included with a statement required by Clause 7C of Rule 12, okay, constitutional authority statements. A statement for any bill or joint resolution introduced prior to the effective date shall, to the extent practicable, be submitted by the sponsor prior to the committee or House consideration. Questions for considerative germaneness. Budget matters. Provides the authority for the chair of the Committee on Budget to file allocations, aggregates, and other appropriate budgetary levels for the purpose of enforcing provisions of the Congressional Budget Act of 1974. Additionally, this subsection states that the provisions the 117th Congress shall have no force or effect. So see, you have to understand that in the previous Congress, I mean, the Democrats had messed everything up, man. They had messed everything up. They had centralized power, even though they tell you they're for the people. They had centralized power to these people on these committees and basically allowed limited input. It's big. And then they would give you a 4,000-page bill in the middle of the night, tell you to vote on it. Well, that isn't going to happen either, because if I go down here, there's a whole bunch of things here. This is a lot of stuff, okay? But there's also the rule of 72 hours. They have to have 72 hours before they even vote on a bill. Spending reduction amendments and appropriation bills. Subsection F provides for spending reduction account transfer amendments and requires a spending reduction account section to be included in all general appropriation bills. Scoring conveyances of federal land. Reinstates a separate order providing that any provision in a bill, joint resolution amendment, or conference report requiring or authorizing a conveyance of federal land to the state, local government, or tribal entity shall not be considered as providing new budget authority, decreasing revenues, increasing mandatory spending, or increasing outlays. See, they use whacked accounting in Congress, people. So, for example, when you hear about budget cuts in Congress, it's not a budget cut. It's not a budget cut. It's a decrease of the increase. So, like in my house, if I'm going to make an actual budget cut, so my budget for last year might have included, let's say, $1,000 a month for groceries. Well, if I make a budget cut, then I'm at maybe $950 a month for groceries. That's not how it works in Congress, because what they do is they take the $1,000 and they say, well, this year we're going to increase it to $1,200. Then when it goes through the process, they cut it to $1,100 and they scream about these massive budget cuts that they've made. You know, what's 100 out of 1,200? Let's say 8%, just a little over 8%. So they say, oh, we got to cut the budget 8%. This is terrible. Ain't no budget cut, man. It's a decrease of the increase. That's not a cut. Y'all get me? Okay. Remote appearances of witnesses. Deposition authority. Provides the Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence and each standing committee of the 118th Congress the authority to order the taking of a deposition by a member or counsel of such committee and limits persons who can attend depositions to members, committee staff, an official report of the witness, and up to 2 personal non-governmental attorneys. Depositions taken under this authority are subject to regulations issued by the chair, committee rules, blah, blah. Okay. Improving the committee electronic, no. Oh, this is probably big. I didn't even know about this one. Providing for transparency with respect to memorials submitted pursuant Article 5 of the Constitution of the United States. It's actually a big one. I'll get into that later. War Powers Resolution continues a separate order from the 117th Congress, especially providing that any motion to discharge a measure introduced pursuant to Section 6 or 7 of the War Powers Resolution is not subject to a motion to table. Further expenses for resolving contested elections. Funds shall be available for expenses incurred between 2023 and 2024. Accounts made available. Ethics reform. Exercise facilities for former members. Non-disclosure agreements. Mandatory anti-harassment. Displaying statement rights. Here, I'm going to try to get to the good stuff here. Requiring members to pay for discrimination settlements. That's big, you know. Resident commissioner reimburse the treasury for any settlement of a complaint related to, you know, all these. So they actually have to pay it. Congressional member organization, transparency reform. Transparency, that's good. Okay. But I'm looking for something else here. There's some specific ones. Procedures, no. Reduction of unauthorized spending. Here you go. Subsection AA establishes a new point of order against an unauthorized appropriation in a general appropriation bill in excess of the most recent enacted level. If such a point of order is sustained, an amendment shall be considered to have been adopted, reducing the amount of the appropriation to the most recent enacted level. In order to entertain a point of order under this subsection, the level of the most recently enacted appropriation must be submitted to the chair. Okay? Oh, people, you're going to love this. This is going to get good. Hey, David from Mississippi, good to see you on. All right. There's going to be a select subcommittee on the coronavirus pandemic. The select subcommittee on the pandemic of the Committee on Oversight and Accountability to investigate, make findings, and provide legislative recommendations on the origins, including the federal government's funding of gain-of-function research, the use of taxpayer funds and relief programs to address the pandemic, the effectiveness of laws and regulations to address this, the prepare for the future, so on and so forth. Oh, wait, here, it gets really good here. Implementation of mandates for federal employees in the military, the economic impact of it, including state and local government responses. People, they are going to totally dive. This is big, okay? The protection of whistleblowers, information about improper activities, the intergovernment cooperation regarding oversight of the preparedness for and response to. The speaker is directed to appoint 12 members, delegates, or the resident commissioner to serve on the select. And people, there was a Republican, quote unquote Republican, out of San Antonio who voted against this today. I know, because he announced on Twitter, I'm voting against the rules package. Well, guess what? It's there. Oh gosh, people, can you feel? Can you feel the change in the air? Now, I'm going to tell you that all they can do right now is investigate. They have to use their investigative power because they need to expose this all to the American public, because we aren't going to get jack diddly squat past through the Joe Biden presidency and through that corrupt Senate. And if you are out there in this next election period, I am telling you, I don't know what state you're in, but you better figure out who on earth is running for the Senate seats in your state and primary the rhinos. You have got to do it, okay? Anyways, not more than 5 of the members may be appointed on the recommendation of the minority leader. The chair and ranking minority member of the Committee on Oversight and Accountability shall be ex officio members of the select subcommittee. This is big, people. Okay, so there's that one. House Democracy Partnership. I got to move on to the next one here. I'm trying to get to a few of you. Order of business. Okay, this is a big one. Subsection C provides the list of bills referred to in subsection B, which include a bill to rescind certain balances made available to the IRS, a bill to authorize the Secretary of Homeland Security to suspend the entry of aliens and for other purposes, a bill to prohibit the Secretary of Energy from sending petroleum products from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to China and for other purposes. People, they are nailing everything that you've been pissed off about. A bill to amend the Omnibus Crime Control and Safe Streets Act to direct district attorney and prosecutors' offices to report to the attorney general and for other purposes. A bill to require the National Instant Criminal Background Check System to notify U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and the relevant state and local law enforcement agency whenever the information available to the system indicates that a person illegally or unlawfully entered in the United States may be attempting to receive a firearm. So immediately you can identify illegal aliens if they're trying to grab a firearm. People, now I understand you're going like, Neil, they're not going to pass this. Smash that Kraken like. This is great news. Please, I mean, seriously, smash the like button and share this stream out. You guys need some hope. But the other thing you need to know about this is, where was I going with this? People are going to say, oh, well, it won't pass the Senate and then Biden won't sign it. Yes, many of these measures, you're correct. But do you know what it does? It puts them on record so the House can pass this. The House conservatives can pass this and make this known to the American public. And then if the Senate doesn't want to pass it and Joe Biden doesn't want to sign it, that's on them. That's on them. See, and that's one of the things that's happened is all these bills never make it to the floor. They're held up in committee and nothing gets voted on. So Congress never has to record their vote because they do not want you to know how they vote. They hide behind that, people. They hide behind that so that you don't know. And they never have to vote on. They never actually have to enact legislation. They just hide, and then they let the courts do things, and they let executive agencies, and they've got way too much power. These executive agencies, EPA, IRS, all of this, and they just enact rules, and Congress just rolls over and wets on themselves. And now finally, we are going to see Congress actually having to vote on this, have debates on the floor that you and I can see. People, this is glorious. Don't discount this win. Okay? I hope y'all are getting what I'm saying. Are y'all getting what I'm saying? Because I hope you're getting what I'm saying in the chat right now. I mean, are you guys getting this? This is really, really good news. And I don't want you to, just kind of piddle this away and say it's nothing. I've got a great video I'm working on this. Check the channel tomorrow. Okay? Let's see. A bill to prohibit taxpayer-funded abortions. They're going to put this bill forward. Okay? Again, a bill to amend Title 18, the United States Code, to prohibit a healthcare practitioner from failing to exercise the proper degree of care in the case of a child who survives an abortion or attempted abortion. Okay? One of the things that the left has done is they made this all about, rape, incest, life of the mother. It has never been about life of the mother, people. I want you to understand it has never been about that because there's never been a disagreement on that. Nobody on the right is going around going, oh, yes, the mother has to just die so the baby gets, come on, man. That has always been a decision between the doctor and the mom and the dad and the family, and I would never even want to be in that position. And no government's going to interfere with that. Come on. Let's get real about this. They try making about that. No, they literally want to bring them out on the table and off them at that point. It's disgusting, okay? Subsection D provides for the separate consideration of 2 resolutions under a closed rule within 1 hour debate, equally divided and controlled by the majority leader and minority leader of their respective designees. Okay. A resolution establishing the Select Committee on the Strategic Competition between the United States and the Chinese Communist Party. A resolution establishing a Select Subcommittee on the Weaponization of the Federal Government as a Select Investigative Subcommittee of the Committee on the Judiciary. I mean, there is so much in this that is good, people. And the Congress just voted on this. If you just joined in the stream here, Congress just voted to pass this rules package. It's passed. Okay, so everybody said Kevin McCarthy's going to go back on it. It's not going to happen, all this stuff. And here we are, okay? This passed. Even though some Republican rhino weak-kneed hacks voted against it, it's still passed. And you, the American people, are the winners. I am a winner because of this, okay? We might finally get some semblance of reality in Congress, exactly. Sanger is pure evil. Thank you, Matt Cassoni. Certainly was. Yes, absolutely, 100%. This is the kind of change that we need. And this, I'm right now, I mean, go at least find one of the 20 who stood up against Kevin McCarthy just being run in. And I'm going to say it again. It is the blessing of God in heaven above that we did not get the red wave that I thought we would get, that I thought we needed. We didn't get it, and praise God we didn't, or Kevin McCarthy would have just run right through. He would have just run right through, and we never would have gotten the concessions. We never would have gotten the change. But as a result of the fact that it was such a slim majority, 4 people could hold this up, and 21 people actually held together, okay? And got this thing done, and got McCarthy to make the concessions. And McCarthy needs to be reduced to just a figurehead. No Speaker of the House should have so much authority over the fact of what the other legislative people are doing, of what these committees are doing. Nancy Pelosi ran roughshod over the Constitution the whole time she was in there by subverting and perverting the rules of Congress. But now we have an actual a semblance of reality and order in Congress where we are actually going to get some transparency, and it's huge, okay? So, write an email, send it off to all 20 of those people, and thank them for standing up for America first, for our values, for our country, for a change, not for China, not for Ukraine, not for this, that, and the other, but for that, okay? And we have got to continue communicating to these people. Look, you can't go running around sending $45 billion overseas. Okay, when we have veterans here that we should be concerned about, okay, and we don't need troops on the ground over there. We should just stay out of that one, okay. But anyways, and again, I love Ukrainian people. I love Russian people. I love people. You love people too, right? You guys all love the people. We just don't like the corrupt politicians who are perverting the message, okay? Who are actually taking advantage of a situation to enrich their own pockets. And this is exciting. The House Rules package is so exciting, people. I mean, I hope y'all are getting it. We're going to see massive wins. There's been so many wins on the gun control front that I haven't been able to talk about because I just haven't had time to get the videos done. I'm going to try and get a video done on that tomorrow. I got the one on this and everything. People, you got to be subscribed. You got to hit that notification bell. And if you're not getting notifications, I'm going to give you a little YouTube Inside Baseball. 3 notifications a day. If I do 6 videos, you will only get 3 notifications. You're going to have to check your subscriptions, go back and check, okay? That's a big thing. Somebody said Sean Hannity loves it. Well, now I'm suspect, okay? Sean Hannity has been just a complete joke. I mean, honestly, they're all freaking out because, oh my gosh, it's so bad. Can you believe it? I mean, they're actually making the speaker concede and he has to wait a few days before his coronation. I mean, it's just nuts, Anyways, hey, go support my sponsor, MyPillow, mypillow.com, promo code Lumberjack. save you up to 66%. Stay in tune with what's going on in Arizona. That's important. Have you guys seen what's going on down in South America right now? I mean, the craziest thing, they've got some like Jacob Chansley or whatever looking character. Like, this is some sort of a movie at this point. I mean, he's all dressed up in the same kind of buffalo garb, except it's cheetah garb, but with almost the same face paint, except it's green and yellow with white spots instead of. I've never seen anything like it. I can't even fathom this stuff, okay? Oh my gosh, it's just crazy. Anyways, this is exciting to me, and it's exciting to me because I admit I was nervous just like you guys that it maybe wouldn't even go through because we've been hosed on so many fronts, so many occasions. We turn around, they're stabbing us in the back again. Yeah, now we're interested in Congress again. I mean, this is a big thing. So I want to pass rules for we the people. Exactly, Thirsty Camel. Exactly. I'm excited about it. And you know what? Granted, not a lot's going to happen in terms of bills being passed, but we're at least have transparency, and that transparency will play out in my reporting. Okay. Glenn Greenwald did an expose on Brazil today on Rumble. That's interesting. I'd love to see that. But the issue of it all is that we're going to be able to see it play out. And even though we're not going to see a lot of things pass that we want to see because Joe Biden's sitting in the White House and all of that, nothing getting done is actually a good thing. I want you to know that too. If Congress and they're not passing all kinds of legislation, that's good. Passing rules is huge because then this is going to carry on when the next Congress convenes. And then we have to do everything we can now, between now and then, to make sure that we're involved in the primaries process, that we're getting the right people elected in the primaries, that we've got the right people running again. Because again, I mean, did you guys see that of those 20, I think 6 of them, wasn't it 6, were representative elects, meaning that they were first timers. Eli Crane, and I had my doubts about him because, man, Dan Crenshaw went campaign for him. But they are, both, I think Crane was a SEAL as well. So there is that brotherhood there. But I was concerned, but they all stood against him. And then Crenshaw calls him a terrorist, apparently. I mean, it's nuts. We're living in a clown show world with some of these people, but this is a big win, and I want you to celebrate this, okay? I want you to celebrate this one. And again, if you're new, please do subscribe. Please support my sponsors. They support the show, and you're able to save money, too, like with Revere Coffee. Revere Coffee. This stuff is really good coffee. It really is. RevereCoffeeCompany.com. Promo code Lumberjack. The Rebel, the Patriot. It's good stuff, okay? Recap, Neil, what's happening? All right, here's my quick recap for you. The House approved the rules package, okay? So, and we had all these conservative pundits saying, oh my gosh, they're holding the speaker vote hostage. They weren't holding the speaker vote hostage. They were getting the speaker to make concessions. They were getting McCarthy to make concessions. And now we actually have a win. And this is the thing. If we don't stand when the opportunity presents itself, we will never get the win. Somebody asked, do we buy Revere coffee or my coffee? I drink both. I do. I drink both. I really like Mike Lindell's coffee. I like the medium roast there. And I really like, this is a very robust blend. It's like an espresso type blend. So I buy both, man. That's what I got. Whatever. I like coffee, man. And I like a little different. Okay. But this is giving us big wins. This is going to help control the purse in Congress. Some of the biggest ones I'll just recap here. There's an increased threshold for tax rate increase. They need a 3/5 supermajority to vote on tax increases. There's the 72-hour rule. You can't do this big legislation without a 72-hour notice. It's not like, hey, we're going to pass this in the middle of the night with a 1-hour notice. Okay. There's the defunding of the IRS. There's all kinds of great things in here, okay? I'm like I said, I'm going to do an actual video with the videos I've collected of all the key players in this. It's going to be awesome. I'll release it tomorrow. It's going to be a little longer. I know you guys like the short 3-minute videos, but it's probably going to be 10 minutes. I mean, I've got too many clips, and this is the biggest win we've had in a long time. So I want you to take a victory lap. I want you to give a shout out to the 20 who held their ground, 21 actually. Okay. But and a lot of them were representative elects. They were under tremendous pressure, and they were mega candidates that we got in there because we got involved in the primaries. Okay. That's the key. We got involved in the primaries. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had good candidates. We never would have had this happen. Okay. All right. I love you all. You're the best audience. Smash the like, subscribe if you're new. We'll see you on the next stream. Peace out.